If you think like Odysseus, you do not rely on raw strength or blind willpower. Instead, you survive by guessing your own future mistakes. You fiercely study the minds of the people in your way. You bend your plans to protect a distant goal. The heart of this mindset is absolute loyalty to your final goal, but you have zero loyalty to any single plan. When Odysseus is trapped in a cave with the Cyclops Polyphemus, he does not just fight force with force. He tries offering wine. He uses a fake name. He relies on teamwork. And finally, he hides under the bellies of sheep to escape. He changes his method the second the situation changes. Psychologists call this cognitive and regulatory flexibility. True flexibility means reading the room accurately. It means having many different ways to react. It means changing course the moment you get new feedback. When a door slams shut, you do not cry about the door. You do not force a bad plan to work. You ask what works right now. And though people might mistake this for a lack of commitment, it is not. It is instead a higher form of devotion to your goal. You simply have a small enough ego to drop a failing strategy without hesitation. If you think like Odysseus, you also possess an amazing ability to run mental simulations. You imagine your own future experiences in high detail. In psychology, this is called episodic future thinking. You mentally visit tomorrow before you decide what to do today. This is not the same thing as regular worry. Worry traps you. It makes you replay danger over and over without finding a usable solution. Strategic simulation is completely different. It asks what could go wrong and then systematically changes what you do right now to fix it. You imagine what the enemy will believe. You picture exactly what happens if a specific path fails. You guess how you will act when you are terrified. You spot the next hurdle before you even clear the first one. You do not merely guess the future. You use those imagined futures to actively redesign your present life. You travel through time in your own mind. You pull data from a tomorrow that has not happened yet. You use that exact data to build a safer today. To redesign the present, you cannot just look at objective facts. You have to think obsessively about what other people believe is true. When you want to escape a threat, you do not just plan a physical route. You put yourself inside the mind of the person threatening you. You rely heavily on theory of mind. This is the cognitive ability to guess the beliefs, desires, and feelings of others. You use it to predict exactly how they will act. It is a brilliant display of social intelligence, but it is also a moral trap. Theory of mind helps you survive, but it is socially neutral. You can use it to help someone or to exploit them. Knowing what someone else thinks gives you immense power. You decide whether you will use that power for good. To move through the world this way, you treat your own identity as an adaptable tool. You play the beginner, the stranger, or the boss. You know the temporary role you play today does not define your real self. You separate your public tactics from your true purpose. You become a nobody when you need to disappear. But this shape-shifting takes brutal honesty about your own limits. The smartest people do not fight temptation by trusting their willpower. They fight it by designing a trap for their tempted self. You know that under pressure, your judgment will fail. So you use commitment devices. These are choices you make now to restrict your bad choices later. You know self-awareness beats raw discipline every single time. You do not pretend to be strong. You plan for the exact second you will be weak. You lock away your phone. You commit publicly so you cannot back out. You build the cage before the monster wakes up. Even your curiosity is heavily guarded. You want to learn. You want to fill the gaps in your knowledge. Complete avoidance is boring, but unprotected exposure is fatal. So, you build a clever system. You make sure you can gather information while physically stopping yourself from acting on it. Your curiosity does not just ask to know things, it asks how to learn things without getting destroyed by the truth. You build strong safeguards before you ever take a look. You understand that raw information is dangerous if you do not have a safe container for it. You do not jump blindly into the unknown. You build a sturdy bridge first. You approach every new mystery with deep architectural caution. Because you look so far ahead, you often face a grim reality. Some problems simply have no good solution. Sometimes you sail between two monsters. Every choice hurts. You often have to pick between a small, certain pain and a massive possible disaster. You cannot pick a perfectly safe route. You just have to pick how you want to lose. You judge your plans by whether you survive them, not by whether they are perfect. You know, wisdom sometimes means picking the heartbreak that still leaves you breathing. You ask how to contain the damage. You do not freeze up demanding a painless fix. This way of living requires a special kind of endurance. Your resilience is not about being a tough guy who never cries. Real resilience is a dynamic process. It means keeping your balance while the world spins. It means using your resources and changing your rules as you go. It is the ability to break apart and put yourself back together in a useful way after a total disaster. You heal by becoming the storyteller of your own life. You build a narrative identity. This is an evolving story connecting your past memories to your future goals. You frame your hard times around your own choices and deeper purpose. You do not just invent a happy lie. You ask what a terrible event taught you. You turn your pain into a strict lesson for the next round. You build a story that teaches you how to survive the next bad thing. But here is the catch. Your greatest strength can instantly cause your biggest mistake. When a clever plan works perfectly, you get cocky. You survive the dark cave and trick the monster. But in the rush of winning, you cannot resist bragging. You yell your real name as you sail away. You take a stupid risk because the danger feels gone. Your ego needs the world to know how smart you are. You do this because your pride hates being invisible. This is called overconfidence bias. You get too certain of your own genius. The same brain that saves your life can ruin it when you think you can outsmart everybody. Odysseus was not powerful because he controlled the universe. He was powerful because he planned for the moments he would lose control. But the deepest lesson here is not that smart people always win. The lesson is that strategy can save you from monsters, but only humility can save you from yourself. If you have lived your life this way, you know what I mean. You adapt to every shadow. You predict every trap. You outsmart every threat. Your hypervigilance has kept you breathing. You have carried the heavy weight of survival for a very long time. It takes immense strength to constantly look over the horizon. But survival is just a way to travel. It is not a place to live. Sometimes the bravest thing a strategic mind can do is stop plotting. Sometimes you just need to put down the masks. Sometimes you have to let yourself be fully, wonderfully, and imperfectly known. If the psychology made sense to you, if you found yourself in it, let us know. How far ahead do you think? Do you outplot yourself daily? Drop a comment. If you liked the video, hit the like button. And for more psychology like this, hit subscribe and turn on all notifications. Your support really helps us out, more than you know.